Hello dear students, in the last video we have discussed about the importance of the examination of water or water analysis. In this video we are going to discuss about the a few tests on the water and we are going to see only the physical tests, that too temperature, color and taste and odor tests. In this video let us see what is the temperature test, how it can be carried out on the water. Then main importance, generally the temperature is measured using the thermometer, ordinary thermometer. Even in our body to find out, we do use the thermometer. And then what is the importance of the temperature test? The density, viscosity, vapor pressure, surface tension, saturation values of the solids and gases, and rate of chemical actions, biological and chemical oxygen demand. All these activities are determined on the basis of the temperature only. And then how the instruments, what are the instruments has to be used to test, because some water is stagnated, means on the surface if you want to measure, normal thermometer is enough. If you want to measure the at the depths below the 515 meters, then the instrument is used, that is called broken capillary thermometer. If depth is more than greater than the 15 meters, if you want to find out the temperature, then we will be using thermocouple. Thermocouple is used greater than the 15 meters depth. And then how the temperature should be present while supplying for the public. Then if the water is available at 20 up to 20 degrees, from 10 to 20 degrees, then it is suitable for the public supply. If it's more than 25 degrees centigrade, then it's okay, but it's objectionable. But if in high circumstances we can able to supply, but some issues will raise in the pipelines and fittings and all. And if it is greater than 35 degrees centigrade, it's unfit to supply for the public. So if it is more than, we have to get it back to the below 25 degrees centigrade, and then it should be supplied. And then let us see the other tests of the physical test, that is color test. Already we have discussed, due to the presence of the color is due to the organic matter in colloidal condition available in the, not only the colloidal conditions, the minerals and dissolved organic and inorganic impurities are available. Because of these things we can able to see the color to the water. Then if you want to find out the color level of the color, generally we do use the a tintometer. We call it as a tintometer. Then how it can be measured? It can be measured using the color scales. Then color scales is there on the Hazen scale, platinic chloride scale, Burggress scale and cobalt scale. Generally these two scales do use in India, platinic chloride scale and the cobalt scale. Whatever the level of that color in the parts per million on some cobalt scale is going to be explained. And if you want to test, that means the units are going to be of cobalt scale intensity of the color, that we can able to. So like if you want to test the color, how it can be, means before testing the color test, first we have to remove the turbidity in the water. Even color is due to the sometimes with the turbidity, so we are supposed to remove the turbidity. Then how we can able to remove the turbidity from the water? Then it can be able to change. Then we can able to test first removal. Then you try to feed the water which is having the centrifugal effect in rotating. When it is water is undergone to the centrifugal effect, there is a rotation is going to be created. With that rotation, vortex is formed. That vortex, whatever it is there, is caused, that spills the away the suspended matter in the water. In this fashion, by giving the centrifugal action to the water, and that vortex centrifugal chemical action spills away the organic matter so that it is going to be free from the turbidity. And then we have to test the color test. The color test instrument already we have this tintometer. Then for this we required some standard water and then to the whatever the raw water to be tested. That we'll see in the next slide. Then what are the units we can able to give? Like color intensity is in the water is going to be measured in terms of the arbitrary units of the color on the cobalt scale, and how the limits of the color should be there. The units of the color is nothing but the by parts per million, whatever it on the platinum cobalt scale for the 1 liter distilled water we are going to give. Then how it should be the limits? The limits should be of 20 ppm on platinum scale it should be. But according to the IS code 3025/1964, if you are supplying the water to the public, then it should be less than 10 ppm, then only we can able to supply. Then how basis it is going to give the color codes for the standard and all those things, we have to prepare like a 1.245 grams of potassium chloroplatinate and 1 gram of the cobalt chloride are dissolved in the distilled water and diluted to the 1 meter, and then it is going to give the 500 Hazen units. Hazen units, if you want to say, this is fashion. 1.245 grams of the potassium chloroplanate and 1 gram of the cobalt chloride, it should be dissolved in the distilled water. That too it should be make up to the 1 liter. Then it is going to give the color 500 Hazen units. So due to the color, what are the defects or what are the drawbacks? The color, it is not going to give any harm to the human health, but it is objectionable. So we should not give supply the colored water to the public. Then how to be tested? Using this color test using the tintometer. That means just see the block diagram. In this block diagram we are going to keep the sample and light is passed through the sample, and some of the light is going to be transmitted and some of the light is going to be scattered. Whatever the light scattered to the 90 degrees scattered, it is going to be detected by the detector and the color is going to be displayed here. We can see with this. Then how this is the inside the concept, and then let us see the tintometer how it is going to resembles. Then this is the tintometer, we can able to see. This is the power on button and the light control whatever it is there, and the wavelength control also is here. Then here the sample holder is going to be there, and sample hand standard things whatever it is there, the pilot lamp whatever we have seen in the last slide, the same. Then whatever the transmitted absorbance, it is going to be given on the scale. This is going to be given as a on the cobalt scale. Let us see what is the taste and odor tests. Then this test is going to be done basically to find out the taste and the odor. If the taste and odor is due to the presence of the minerals, salts, industrial waste, sometimes both can give the both taste and odor, and some few give the minerals will give the taste, not the odor. And domestic sewage, obviously it will give the odor. Decomposing of organic matter, still it will give the some organic matter, even it contributes the taste as well as the odor. And microscopic organisms, and then chemical compounds like phenols, if it is available, even it can be dumped in the surface water as well as in the lake and the stagnant water. Due to presence of all these things, we are going to get the taste and odor to the water. And the measurement of this taste and the odor is going to depend on few factors, like the taste, if one person have the different taste buds and other person do have, so it depends on the person who is testing it. And the coming to the odor, it depends on the atmospheric conditions of the impurities, temperature and humidity. Then depending on the temperature also, it's going to differ. So it is difficult to identify the taste and the odor, because it depends person to person. And then what are the units of the odor? Units of the odor is threshold odor number, and it's going to give the some number. That number gives the level of the odor, how much it is going to be there. Then the equipment, whatever is visible here, this is the equipment used. This is the tintometer used to test the odor. and it is going to have there are two long bulbs, and these are the glass tubes which are of like a 8 mm diameter and 30 centimeters long. The distance between these two is 8 centimeters. And for that, this is about the, and then these two are going to be kept in the two nostrils, and the other end is going to be kept in the samples of the two different standard water and the sample. And then if you try to inhale, then you are going to get that odor, then we are going to give. Even this is also depends on the person only. So we have to prepare the sample for the testing. For the testing, if you want to prepare, we have to prepare the sample 1:2, 1:4, 1:8 and 1:16. Then samples we have to prepare to these ratios, and first highest diluted sample are going to be tested, and then because it's going to give the odor, that is the reason why highest, that is going to be having a threshold odor, and which is first can be detected, and that is a standard. And according to that comparison, we are going to find it out from the fresh water, which is going to be we can call it as a odor intensity, that you can call it as a P suffix O, like a PH, PO odor. PO gives you the super subscript is going to give the odor. And then this is how it is going to be tested. The two nostrils we are going to keep, and then we can able to keep in the standard water, one in the standard and one in the sample, whatever is prepared, different ratios, 1:2, 1:4, 1:8 and 1:16. And then the unit standard of the odor levels, if P O value is 0, then there won't be any odor. 1, it's a very faint, only the trained person can able to identify. If it is 2, then only it is average person, it's a faint, but it's not that much, and then average person can able to identify. If the P is 3, then it is going to be distant odor. And most of the people more than 70% of the people can able to identify. If it is a 4, then it is very distant odor, then beyond the levels we can't able to use that water. And if it is a 5th, the strong and intense odor will come, and then 6, it is a strong, extremely, up to this extent we can use, but beyond the 3 we can't able to use. It's not suggestible. If you are having any doubts in these 3 tests, we can discuss in the class. Thank you.